Hello everybody, welcome to the next game in the 2015 Strat-O-Matic Demolition League. We have now made it to Series 8. So we're in this block of games here in Series 8. We get through Series 9, we'll be at the halfway point, and then basically the Series 1 through 9 just flips over where the home teams get reversed. And after we finish Series 9, I will do a big I will do a presentation on the stats at the halfway point where I think the stats are then relevant. And then going into the second half, instead of doing one video for every series, because you've already seen these teams play, I think I'm going to pick just one or maybe two, depending on the matchups. If they're good matchups, and it's depending on pennant race and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to cut back on some of the videos in the second half and kind of keep those to what I think are the best games, because I do want to get another project going next month, and so I'm going to need to scale back on the videos on this one because I can play these offline a whole lot quicker and get through this project without belaboring too long, hopefully. But the next project I'm working on is not going to be Strat-O-Matic. It's going to be a different game engine, so I want to have some variety if possible. So anyway, Series 8, Matchup 1. We are at Citi Field. It is the Tampa Bay Rays against the New York Mets. And the Mets, actually both teams, kind of struggling lately, particularly the Mets. The Mets have lost 5 in a row and looking to rebound. They got swept by the Diamondbacks in Series 7. Even Jacob deGrom got knocked around a bit. So they're going to turn to the Black Knight, Matt Harvey, and see if he can hopefully change their luck. They've also, if you look at the lineup here, Granderson was always a leadoff man, but since he has been struggling so much and the Mets offense has been struggling, I've decided to drop him all the way to 7th, and we'll put Lagares at the top and see what happens. Let's see, they did get Wright back from injury, so that's a good sign for them. They can have more of a fluid lineup. Flores is back at short, so no injury problems at all for the Mets except for John Mayberry Jr., but he's not really that important to the team. So the ones that are getting the injury bug is Tampa Bay. They have been loaded with injuries. As of today, Tim Beckham is out 4 more games, Loney's out 11 more games, Dejesus is out 3 games, and Kiermaier's out 2 more games. And again, Mayberry out 6 games. There was an off day on May the 6th between Series 7 and Series 8, so no rest rolls were needed because it was a league-wide off day, a rare league-wide off day. So the whole start of Series 8 will not require any rest rolls. The only thing I have to worry about is injuries. Starting pitchers, again, Matt Harvey and Jake Odorizzi for their respective teams. Both injury factors for pitchers are 6-12. So if we roll a 6-12, then we need to check for an injury. Mets have brought out their Met-colored dice with the white, blue, and orange, hoping that will spur them on. For Met fans anyway, they're hoping it will do that. And I've got the game up on the computer ready to go. Some of the little base running guys for Tampa I don't have because they were injured and I didn't have a chance to print more for the guys that took over, so I may be missing a player there. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. If I'm missing somebody, I'll just put a pawn there or something. Won't worry about it too much. All right, I think we are ready to go. Everything seems to be in place. Looks like you can see the dice tray pretty well. Let me roll one sample dice roll to make sure everything shows up okay. It looks like it does, so I think we're okay to go there. Since the Mets are the home team, there is no DH. Tampa Bay will have to have Odorizzi hit. And as you might expect, as a American League pitcher, he's using pitch hitting card number 1. So this is Series 8, Matchup 1, Game 1, game number 106 of 270. So obviously we're getting close to that halfway point, which will happen once we get past Series or finish with Series 9. But right now we're at Series 8, Citi Field, of course, just advanced, so no ballpark effects to worry about. Matt Harvey will be finishing up his warm-up tosses. And we'll get the numbers. I got the computer up so I can get all the numbers to everybody. Let you know how the players are doing at this point. Again, it's still kind of early, but it's enough to, I think it's enough games have been played where the statistics might, be more relevant. And yes, it's a Saturday morning, so I'm still drinking coffee. So as I'm trying to record this for upload before I go live at noon Eastern with the NBC Game of the Week. So right now, Matt Harvey, the bright spot for the Mets. He is 3-0 with a 1.61 ERA, 28 innings pitched, 17 hits, only 5 walks, 28 strikeouts. He has given up 3 home runs, but those are probably solo shots because it hadn't bothered him too much. Leading off for the Rays, and like I said, they've got a makeshift lineup because of all the injuries. We got David Dejesus, the left fielder, will lead it off. He's only hitting a .190 in 63 at-bats with 1 homer and 7 runs driven in. And Series 8 is now underway from Citi Field. 6-8, again 6-12 is the injury check, so 6-8 is fine, but it's a walk. So Matt Harvey starts out the ball game walking David Dejesus. That might not be a good thing to do. You don't want to start walking the leadoff guys. That's not going to lead to prosperous times if you're the pitcher. So Dejesus is aboard. He's a C stealer. He will have to be held, but he will not try anything. Flowecki arm is a 0. So a C stealer, you'd be, really trying to pressure luck. If we go to the chart, a C stealer starts as an 11. And then I believe it's -3 for being held, make them an 8, be a 1-8. So not really worth the gamble, particularly early on. So they will send up Logan Forsythe, the first baseman. He's an infielder, but he's having to play first base with the absence of the injured James Loney. Forsythe on the season checks in, hitting .297 in 91 at-bats, 2 homers and 5 driven in. That's a 1-8, and that's a strikeout. So Logan Forsythe down on strikes as the Black Knight gets his first K of the ball game. I'm sure the Citi Field faithful have their K cards out to show up. Here is Evan Longoria, third baseman. He's hitting .329 rather in 85 at bats, 2 homers and 10 runs driven in. 5-6, and that is a fly to left. Hauled in up there by the left fielder, Kadire, for 2 away. As they leave Dejesus at first for right now. And here's Asdrubal Cabrera, not normally known as a cleanup man, but he is among the league leaders in home runs with 6. He's got 6 homers, 17 runs driven in, and just 75 at bats. He only had 15 for the entire year and 500 at bats. He is hitting .253. Switch hitter, 3-4. That's a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So the leadoff walk does not come back to bite Harvey. And pretty easy goings after that, as Granderson put that fly ball away. And after half an inning of play, it's Tampa Bay 0, and the Mets coming to bat. And Jake Odorizzi will take the mound for the Rays. He's 1-2 with a 3.96 ERA, 25 innings pitched, 26 hits, 6 walks, and 26 strikeouts. He has given up 4 long balls. All right, so new leadoff man for the Mets as they're trying to turn things around. It will be Juan Lagares. He'll be followed by Wright and Murphy here in the bottom of the first. As the Mets try to break that 5-game skid, Lagares checks in, hitting .231, 65 at bats, 1 homer, 3 runs driven in. But Terry Collins just trying to find a combination that works at this point. 111, and right now, at least early on, did not work. That's a ground ball to short as Cabrera makes the play. 1 down for David Wright. And Wright is only hitting .219, 2 homers, 10 driven in, and 64 at bats. 410 against a right-hander, and that's a fly to left. No ballpark effects to worry about. That's just a fly out to left field. Dejesus will put it away. 2 up and 2 down. Kind of expecting a pitcher's duel in this one, to be honest with you. They've got 2 pretty good pitchers going, so I expect a low-scoring game, but of course I could be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong many times before, so why change now? All right, Daniel Murphy hitting .244, 2 homers, 9 driven in, and 78 at-bats. 3-5, and that's a solid double for Daniel Murphy, a 2-out double. Question is, will they leave him stranded? So David Murphy is aboard on a 2-out double. And now it'll be up to Michael Kadire to bring him home. Murphy does not run too well, so he will not be held. So any ground ball pluses are not going to turn to hits because he's not being held. Here's Kadire, and he's hitting .273, no homers, 5 driven in, and 66 at bats. 4-8 against the right-hander. That's a walk. So walk to Kadire. That's going to put 2 on with 2 outs. Mets threatening here in the first, trying to make something happen. And now they've got Lucas Duda coming to the plate. Lucas Duda. And on the replay, Duda's hitting only a .147. He's really struggling in 75 at bats. 2 homers and 7 runs driven in. But he's got a big spot here to drive in a run, and the fans are trying to encourage him on. All right, that's a 6-5 against the left-hander. It's a ground ball shortstop X. That's Cabrera. Cabrera as a shortstop checks in as a 2. And that's a 19. It's a good play. That's going to end the inning. So, unfortunately, even with the urging of the fans, Duda was not able to get it done. And the Mets will leave 2 on base. And they will come away empty-handed in the bottom of the first after 1 complete. No score from Citi Field. And that's going to bring up, speaking of Cabrera, he will be the leadoff man. I'm sorry, not Cabrera. He will not be the leadoff. He made the last out last inning. It will be actually Steven Souza who makes his appearance as a batter. So Souza will lead off the top of the second. And for Souza on the replay, he's hitting .279, 1 homer, 6 driven in. Harvey to Souza. 4-6, and it struck him out. So another strikeout for the Black Knight. 2 strikeouts on the ball game, and 2 K cards up in the outfield wall. That'll bring up second baseman Nick Franklin. Doesn't get a whole lot of playing time, but with all these injuries, they got to do something. In fact, he's 0 for 8 on the season. So had 8 at bats and done nothing. He has struck out 6 of those 8 at bats, though, so he's really struggling to say the least. 2-9, and it's going to continue to struggle. It's ground ball to Duda, and Duda will take it to the bag himself for out number 2. 2 down, and that brings up the center fielder, Brandon Guyer. Guyer on the replay, hitting .327, no homers, 7 driven in, and 49 at bats. 2-7, and a split chance. 1-2 is a double, 3-20 is a single. That will be a single, 2-out single for Brandon Guyer. He is a B stealer, so he will have to be paid attention to. Question is, with 2 outs, do you try to send him? It might be a decent gamble. Let's see how they want to play this. Guyer on the 15 season did steal 10 bases, caught 4 times. He is a B stealer, starts him as a 13, -3 for being held would be a 10. 0 arms, so it's a 50-50 proposition if they want to send him. And I think with 2 outs, try to get a runner in scoring position, they will send him. 1-10, he will make it. And he does. Stolen base for Brandon Guyer. Brandon Guyer steals the base. Not something he does all that often, but they called upon him to do so here, and he did it. And for Brandon Guyer, a rare stolen base, but now It'll be the number 8 hitter, Rene Rivera. The pitcher spot is next, so they could walk Rivera intentionally, but Rivera is only hitting 103 on the season in 29 at-bats. No homers, 2 runs driven in. So I think they're going to take their chances to get Rivera and force Odorizzi to lead off the third. It is a slight gamble you take with first base open, but the Black Knight says he's up to it. We shall see. Geyer is being held on. 6-7. It's ground ball second base X. That is Daniel Murphy. And Murphy is only a 4. That could be trouble. 4 and an 8, almost assuredly, will go to an error check on a 4 and an 8. So we'll check that out. 4 and an 8. Yep, anything 8 through 12 goes to an error check. Murphy's error rating is a 15. 15 and a 3. That low number can be trouble. 15 and a 3 is a 1 base error on Murphy. So Murphy, E4. May not hurt the Mets all that much, though, because you're going to have runners in the corners, but the pitcher spot coming up. Of course, Rivera will not be held on first base. And Odorizzi using pitcher hitting card number 1. So Rivera, we'll get his little base running thingy out here somewhere, if I can find it. It's got to be in here somewhere. There it is. So Rivera got runners on the corners and 2 down for the pitcher spot. So the E4 does put runners on the corners, but again, Odorizzi might get him out of the inning. So nobody's being held on. 2 outs, runners on the corners. 1-7 struck him out. So the Black Knight records another strikeout to get out of the inning, and not having the DH there really helped the Mets get out of that jam, as Odorizzi goes down on strikes. So we go to the bottom of the second, still no score. And it'll be Wilmer Flores to lead it off for the Mets. Flores, on the replay, is hitting .213, 3 homers, 7 driven in. 5-9 against Odorizzi. That's a 1-18 home run. Flores does have normal power, so 1-18, this is gone. And it is 17 barely, but that's all it was required, and it is gone. Wilmer Flores just hits his 4th home run of the season to give the Mets a 1-0 lead. Home run, Wilmer Flores. They're happy to have Flores back. Here's Granderson. He's not too happy about being demoted to the number 7 hitter, but he's only hitting a $189. 74 bats, does have 5 homers and 10 RBIs, so they're figuring maybe he can drive in some runs from this position. 1-3, it's a fly to right, that's 1 away. So his struggles continue. That'll send up the number 8 hitter, Kevin Plawecki. He's hitting .200, 3 for 15 on the season, no homers and 2 driven in. He is just coming back off injury. They had Anthony Recker as their backup catcher, but now Plawecki is the backup catcher, with Darno being the primary catcher, but Darno is getting the day off. Even though it was an off day yesterday, they want to give him 2 days off, and that'll really get him rested for the next upcoming ball games. So here's Plawecki. That is a 3-7. 3-7 for Plawecki. It's a ground ball to short, and that's going to be out number 2. And that'll bring up Matt Harvey. He's got his own pitcher hitting card. On the 2015 season, he was a 108 hitter with 1 home run. So we'll see what he can do. 3-4, and he's going to ground to short, and that's going to end the inning. But the Mets do pick up the run on the Wilmer Flores home run. And at the end of 2, it's 1-0 Mets. So Harvey has a run to work with. And he'll be starting out facing the top of the order, Dejesus. Dejesus walked his first chance. That's a 4-5, and he's going to strike him out. So another strikeout for Harvey. Rack up another K. Going in the K corner, that's number 4 for Harvey. And that'll bring up Logan Forsythe. Of course, Harvey is catching a slight break, catching Tampa Bay not at 100% with all those injuries. 2-11, ground ball first base C. So since it's a C, it'll be a Lucas Duda flipping to the Black Knight for a 3-1 ground out. 2 down for Evan Longoria. Longoria flew to left his first chance. 2-6, and he's going to fly to center to end the inning. A very pedestrian 1-2-3 inning for the Black Knight. He has gone 3 frames, not giving up anything. Go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 Mets. And now we will turn to Juan Lagares. We go back to the top of the order for the Mets. So the Mets, top of the order. It'll be Lagares. He grounded to short his first time up. That's a 3-3, and he's going to line out to third as Longoria right there to snag it. 1 down. And that brings up David Wright, third baseman. It's a 1-6, and that's a single to left field for David Wright. So they are certainly glad to have him back in the lineup. David Wright with a solid 1-out single will put him at first base. And the Mets will be looking to add to their 1-0 lead if possible, as David Murphy will come to the plate. Murphy, his first time up, doubled, but was stranded at third base. So here's Murphy. As Odorizzi shakes off Rivera. Checks right, but Wright's no threat to run, so not being held actually, as they've told Forsythe to play behind him. Here's Murphy. 1-6, he's going to pop it up to second base, and there is a second out. So that didn't help their cause any, as he pops it up to second base. That'll bring up Kadire. Kadire is up with a chance to help his cause. His first time up, he walked. .311, and it's a ground ball to first base C. It's going to end the inning. So much for the chance for the Mets to get something done there. They couldn't get it done. First baseman Kadire will flip to the pitcher covering as Odorizzi raced over to the bag and records the out. So we go to the 4th inning. We go to the 4th. Still 1-0 favor of the Mets. Matt Harvey's got a fatigue of 6, as does Odorizzi. So they're both definitely still good to go. It'll be Cabrera to lead it off. Cabrera, his first time up, flew to right. 2-8 for Cabrera. He's going to fly to center. So he flew to right. This time he flies to center. Maybe next time he'll fly to left. We'll see. Sousa, the batter. 3-5. He's going to ground to short. Flores is there. 2 down. So 2 up and 2 down. The Black Knight seems to be in a bit of a groove, and the Mets need it. They need a stopper out there. Here's Nick Franklin, Mr. 0 for 9 for the season. 4-12. Switch hitter batting left. It's a ground ball pitcher X. Harvey is a 3. 3 and a 16 is probably going to an error check, because the pitcher's range doesn't come into play all that much, and it will go to an error check. He's an E15 as a pitcher, and that's a 2. Wow, E15 and a 2, and that is a 1 base error on the Black Knights. Second error of the game by the Mets, as Nick Franklin reaches on an error. And I don't know if I have a Nick Franklin. I don't think I have a Nick Franklin thingy here, so I'm just going to put a base runner here. That's Nick Franklin. I'll write it on the back of here. All these injuries taking away some of these guys. I didn't create base running guys for the whole roster. I just did it for the 25-man roster. So Franklin is aboard with 2 down after the error on Harvey. That'll bring up Geyer. Franklin's an E-stealer. He will not be held at all. Geyer, his first time up, did get a base hit. 6-9. Not this time. He grounds it to third. We're going to say that Wright goes a short way to Murphy for a 5-4 fielder's choice to end the inning. And nothing due for the Rays here in the top of the 4th. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Oh, wait a minute, was that only 2 out? No. What did I do here? Let me go back to my computer. Something's awry here. So I need to figure out what's going on. Did I not enter something correctly? Because something's not in sync with my computer. So I've got to make sure, because the computer's going to keep track of my record. So I need to figure out what's going on here. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I gave Franklin the fielder's choice, not an error. So that was dumb of me. So let's undo. Good thing Strat has the undo play. So it's really an E1. That's what I need. The fielder's choice was Geyer. And that's what we have, 5-4. Okay, now we're straight. Or as straight as I'm going to be. So maybe that's a tongue-in-cheek statement. I don't know. But Lucas Duda will lead things off for the Mets, and he really can use something. He's been struggling. Lucas Duda's first chance, grounded to short. 3-7, and he draws a leadoff walk. That could be interesting. Sometimes those leadoff walks will come back to bite a pitcher. We'll see if that's the case here. Lucas Duda will draw the leadoff walk. He's not a threat to run, so he will not be held. And Wilmer Flores, the batter. Get a 110 for Flores, and that's trouble for the Rays. 1-16 is a double, 17-20 is a single. That is a double for Wilmer Flores. Duda will have to stop at third because of the 2 stars. But now you've got runners at second and third with nobody out. Neither runner will be held because neither one of them runs very well, but they're both in scoring position already. And Odorizzi trying to regroup. Flores has homered, and now he has doubled. So he is definitely prospering in this ball game after being back. So that'll bring up Curtis Granderson. Nobody is out. The infield, the way Harvey's pitching, the infield's going to come in. They really don't have a choice here. They're going to have to do something. So here's Granderson. 4-7, and that's a strikeout. Big strikeout for Odorizzi. And that'll send up Flowecki. 3-7. 3-7 for Flowecki. It's a ground ball shortstop, but there's a plus sign with the infield in. That's going to be a base hit, a 2-run single for Flowecki. So playing the infield in came back to bite him, but you really thought Tampa Bay didn't have much choice the way Harvey's pitching. But now they're going to find themselves down 3-0 on the 2-run single by Flowecki through that drawn-in infield. And boy, those plus signs can really get you. And it got to Flowecki right there. So base hit for Flowecki. I'm sorry, got to Odorizzi. So Flowecki, the beneficiary of the drawn-in infield. And Flowecki with that 1-out single. That'll bring up Matt Harvey. He's not a good bunter. So I think they may just have him swing away just to avoid bunting into a double play. Of course, he might hit into a double play. You never know. Flowecki, of course, not being held. 3-4, and he does hit into a double play. 6-4-3 double play. Maybe should have had him bunt anyway. You never know how those things are going to work out. But the Mets will take the lead, or take those 2 runs to enjoy that lead and extend the lead to 3-0 after 4 innings of play. And now with Odorizzi struggling, and Odorizzi is set to be the second batter this inning. And with the off day, the bullpen is rested. We could see a very short outing for Mr. Flowecki. I'm sorry, Mr. Odorizzi. I keep wanting to use Flowecki. Odorizzi did pitch a lot of innings and did pitch fairly well, but need runs. Then again, the guys on the bench for the Rays aren't exactly world beaters either, so we'll see how it plays out. They may just stick with Odorizzi, try to get him through some innings and not burn the whole bullpen in one day. Here's Rivera. He reached on the error by Murphy his first time up. That's a 2-9 for Rivera. He's going to ground it to third. Wright is in the right spot and makes the play. And I think with the leadoff man making the out, they're going to go ahead and let Odorizzi continue. 1-6 and he struck him out. So another strikeout goes in the K corner for the Black Knight. And we're back to the top of the order and Dejesus. So the Mets, if the Mets hold on to win, they will be 12-10 and the Rays will drop to 11-11. Dejesus 1-8. That's a single. 2-out single for Dejesus. Keeps the inning going. Assuming I have I thought I had there he is. Had to find him. Dejesus with a 2-out single. And as far as running, Dejesus is a C stealer, so he will be held. He will not go anywhere down 3-0, but he will at least have to be tokenly held. And here's Forsythe. 1-11, and that's a fly to left to end the inning. So nothing doing in the fifth. And Matt Harvey, 5 innings of shutout ball. And he seems to be in control with a 3-0 lead, no less. So at the bottom of the fifth we go. Odorizzi stepping to the plate. And that'll bring up Juan Lagares. And the leadoff spot, he's 0 for 2, so that hasn't really, the leadoff spot is still a trouble for the Mets. 4-9 against Odorizzi. 1-12 is a single. That could change right here on a 1-12. And it does. It's a single, barely. So Lagares gets on. He will be held. I don't think they're going to run him, but he will be held for sure. So leadoff single for Juan Lagares. And the Mets are loving their leadoff man getting a chance to be on base. That'll bring up David Wright. .35, and that's a ground ball shortstop. X Cabrera's a 2. 2-17, though. Looks like a double play to me. I will verify it. Shortstop 2-17 is a ground ball 8. It's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. And they wipe them out. So much for the rally there. That was a big rally killer. That was quite the rally killer. 6-4-3 double play. And that'll bring up Murphy. 2 outs and the base is clear. Murphy the batter. Murphy his first time up. Doubled, and then he popped to second in the third. 1-7, and he's going to ground to second. That's going to end the inning. So what looked promising turned out to be a dud for the Mets, but they do lead it 3-0. So the big picture, they're still in great shape. We go to the top of the 6th, and this is the fatigue inning for both pitchers coming up. Harvey, though, seems to be pretty much in charge, one would think. So we shall see. Longoria leads it off. 6-9 against Harvey. It's ground ball to third. Wright is again in the right spot to make the play. 1 down. And that'll send up Cabrera, the shortstop. Cabrera 0 for 2. He's fly to right, fly to center. Will he fly to left this time? 5-10. Nope, he's going to fly to right again. So Another fly ball out, but Granderson puts it away. 2 down. And not to jinx anything, but Harvey seems to be just cruising right now. Here's Souza. And the Mets need it big time. 5-10. Fly to center. That's going to end the inning. So no strikeouts for the inning, but Harvey will take it. As he goes 1-2-3. Here in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 3-0. Favor the Mets. This is also Odorizzi's point of weakness inning. So we got to keep track of that for sure. See how they play this. Kadire has walked and grounded to first. 0 for 2. 5-10. And it would have been a home. Oh, sorry about that. That would have been a home run check in super advance, but in advance is simply just a fly to left that Dejesus puts away. 1 down. Brings up Lucas Duda. 2-4, and that's a walk. So Lucas Duda draws the 1-out walk. First ding against the point of weakness for Odorizzi, and now he's got to deal with the dangerous Wilmer Flores. Flores has homered and doubled. So really got to keep track of him. Duda not being held on first. 3-7. It's a fly to center, so he gets Flores this time. Got him that time. Out number 2, and it's up to Curtis Granderson if the Mets want to increase their lead. The Grandy man is 0 for 2. He's flew to right in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. 1-8, and his struggles continue. He flies to center to end the inning. So Odorizzi is going to make it through 6 innings unscathed, other than the 3 runs he had already given up, but letting him continue didn't seem to help, or didn't seem to hurt him. So we go to the 7th, and Matt Harvey is going to stay in there. Why not? He's pitching a shutout. In fact, it's a 2-hit shutout, so why not? Now, Odorizzi is scheduled to bat 4th this inning, so very likely could see a pinch hitter for him, as well as some activity in the bullpen. Here's Mr. Ofer, Nick Franklin. He did reach on it on the error by Harvey his first time up. 4-8. This one's off Harvey. Struck him out. Another strikeout goes in the K corner for Harvey as Franklin is dispatched. 1 down for Brandon Geyer. 4-11 for Geyer. That's a ground ball to third. David Wright again in the right spot. He's had a lot of assists down there at third base. Harvey's inducing a lot of ground balls to the left side. Here's Rivera. Now, if he reaches, they will pinch hit for Odorizzi. If not, Odorizzi may pitch in the bottom of the 7th. We shall see. Rivera, 2-5, and that's a base hit for Rivera. 1-14 is a double. Anything else is a single. That's a double for Rene Rivera, and that will prompt a move by Kevin Cash to bring in a pinch hitter. So Rene Rivera, not exactly the guy you think of for getting extra base hits, but he gets the 2-out double. And that will constitute a move to the bench for a pinch hitter. Now, who do you go with? Everybody's right-handed, so you don't get a platoon advantage, but you try to go with the best guy you have. And looking at their lineup, I believe Joey Butler is the best. Actually, no, Mike Matuk is the best average on the team off the bench. He hit .295 on the 2015 season, so it'll be Mikey Matuk. He will pinch hit, and then we'll need a new pitcher for the Rays in the bottom half of the 7th. So on the computer, oops, let's back this up a little bit. Make sure I get this right. Let's see, Geyer grounded to third. I didn't include that one in there, did I? You know what? I think I didn't include the strikeout before, so let's undo this last one as well. All right, so Franklin struck out. Geyer grounded to third to David Wright. Rivera doubles, and now the pinch hitter Mikey Matuk is on to see what he can do, if he can put his team on the board. He's had limited duties, 17 at bats, but he is hitting .294, a homer and 3 runs driven in. Rivera, of course, not going to be held on. That's a 6-3 off of Harvey. It's a fly ball left field X. That is Kadire. Kadire is only a 4, though. This could be trouble. 4 and a 1. Boy, that's going to drop in for a base hit. Usually extra bases on a 4 and a 1. We'll see if it's a double, or I don't guess it would be a triple, but let's see. 4 and a 1 actually is a triple. How about that? A pinch hit triple. A pinch hit triple for Mikey Matuk. And Harvey, all of a sudden, giving up a double and a triple after he thought it was going to be a easy peasy, breezy 7th inning. But Tampa Bay has other ideas, cuts the lead to 3-1. Now I don't think I have a thing for Matuk, or do I? I don't think I have a running base for Matuk because he's a recent addition. So we'll just have to put somebody else out there to simulate that he's at third base. So Matuk is at third base, and now Harvey, one more notch from his point of weakness inning. And Dejesus is the batter. They're going to keep Harvey out there. He's pitched a great game so far. They're going to trust him to get through this inning. Bullpen is working, though, for the Mets. They do have lefty Alex Torres and right-hander Hansel Robles. So they have double barrel action in the bullpen. 5-3. It's ground ball first base X. That's Duda. Duda is a 3. 3 and an 8. Does that go to an error check for a first baseman? A 3 and an 8 does go to an error check. So Duda is an E4. E4 and an 8 for a first baseman. E4 and an 8 is a good play. So Duda makes the play. It's a ground ball A, but since it's on the X chart, we'll say he flips it to Harvey covering on a 3-1 putout. Tampa Bay gets the run to cut the lead to 3-1. But Harvey pitches out of the rest of it. 3-1 ball game. And Harvey breathes a sigh of relief. At least he was up to the task to get out of that jam. And it's a 7th inning stretch, folks. So while we're waiting and getting pitching changes and all that good stuff going on, we will be doing the 7th inning stretch. So stand and sing for the 7th inning stretch. All right, so let's look and see what the Tampa Bay Rays want to do defensively, pitching-wise, what Kevin Cash, who he wants to bring in. And I'll get to the final numbers on Odorizzi as well, as he goes 6 innings, and he ends up facing 25 batters. So first of all, we need a new pitcher. Coming up for the Mets in the bottom half of the inning be Flowecki, and then probably a pinch hitter for Harvey, you would think. So we got righty, pinch hitter, which could be anything, and then Lagares, another righty. So they're going to a righty out of the bullpen, and they will bring on right-hander, and it looks like it will be right-hander Brandon Gomes. So Gomes is on. He's 1-1 with a 2.45 ERA, 11 innings pitched, 9 hits, 5 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So Brandon Gomes will be on, so we'll cross him off the bullpen list. And then again for the Mets, they have Robles and Alex Torres both still loosening in their bullpen. We'll see how they want to play it. Probably going to be Robles, but we'll see, because I think the Rays mostly have righties coming up. So I think Torres is set down, and it's actually Hansel Robles who's still tossing. So Hansel Robles will get the call in the bottom half of, or I'm sorry, the top half of the 8th. Need a pinch hitter for the Mets though, because you got Flowecki leading off. And then let's see, a pinch hitter. They're going to go to the only lefty they have on the bench, and that's Neuenhuis. So Neuenhuis will pinch hit for Harvey when the time comes. Neuenhuis. But first things first, Kevin Flowecki gets his turn at bat. Flowecki is 1 for 2. I'm sorry, yeah, he's 1 for 2 with a single. He singled his last time up. Got erased on a double play. 4-6 against Gomes, struck him out. He's not tired. That's obviously, it's his first batter, so he's obviously not tired. So he strikes out Flowecki, start the bottom of the 7th, and now we got the pinch hitter coming up, Kurt Neuenhuis. He has officially been announced, and he will be coming on to pinch hit as the only lefty off the bench. Neuenhuis struggling in 42 at-bats. He's hitting a .119. No homers and 1 driven in. On the 2015 season actual, he hit 195. So he's even below that. 2-8, and he's going to strike out, so that did him no good. His struggles continue. Gomes now, 2 batters faced and 2 strikeouts. Back to the top of the order for Lagares. .38 for Lagares. He grounds to short, and it's a very easy 7th inning for Brandon Gomes as he gets the job done. Keeps his team in the game at 3-1. And now the new pitcher for the Mets will be the aforementioned Hansel Robles. He will be coming on in back of Harvey. And I forgot to give you Odorizzi's results as well. So after I officially bring in the new pitcher, Hansel Robles, we'll go to the box score and get the actual results of what they did for the day. Both of them had good outings, so I don't think you can complain as either manager, as they both got excellent outings out of their relievers. So let's go to the box score and see what the final results were on both pitchers. First for Odorizzi, he went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs all earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a home run. That home run, of course, off the bat of Wilmer Flores. For Matt Harvey, he went 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, it was earned, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. And of course, he does stand to be the winner if the Mets hold on. Carlos Torres, Carlos Torres. Why did I put Torres in there? It's not Torres. I put the wrong guy in. Let me fix that. Gibbering too much and I screwed things up, so let me take care of that real quick. I meant to bring in Robles and I brought in Carlos Torres by mistake. My bad. On the computer, they're right side by side, so it looks like you can easily grab the wrong one. So Robles on the replay is 1-1 with an ERA of even 2. 9 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 walks, 11 strikeouts. So Robles will be facing Forsythe, followed by Longoria and Cabrera. So the heart of the order for the Tampa Bay Rays. Robles being asked to pitch a clean 8th if possible. 2-4, and it's a ground ball right back to Robles. Easy play, 1 down. And that'll bring up Longoria. Familia is doing some light tossing in the bullpen in case he needs a 4-out save or something. But they'd rather save him for the 9th. 6-9, and I didn't check injury ratings for Robles. Let me make sure 6-9 is not going to be a problem for him. Not that the Mets need injuries. Robles, he's a 6-12, so he's good. 6-9, is not good. The 1-19 is a home run, and Longoria has normal power. So unless this is a 20, this is gone. It is gone. Evan Longoria just goes yard. And just like that, it's a 3-2 ball game for Longoria. Home run number 3, RBI number 11. It is now a 3-2 ball game. And that'll bring up Cabrera. And now what do you do? If you're the Mets, do you leave Robles out there? You've been good all season, so I figure maybe one bad result's not going to deter you. So Robles is going to stay in there, and he will face Asdrubal Cabrera. Although the thought definitely was to bring in a relief pitcher. Sean Gilmartin, a lefty, has been loosening along with Familia. 210 for Cabrera against a right-hander. Grounded right back to Robles. So sandwiched around the home run was 2 ground balls back to the mound. So 2 down, and that brings up Sousa. And they're hoping Robles can get this last out and send it to Familia for the 9th. That's a 3-8, and it's a single. Boy, 3-9 would have been a home run chance. 3-8 is a single for Sousa. And we will get a pinch hitter for Mr. Ofer there, Nick Franklin. He is being called back. They say, son, don't even think about going up to go back because you're coming back. So Sousa's being called, Franklin's being called back, and they're going to use Jake Elmore. And Elmore will stay in the game to play second base in the bottom half of the inning. So Jake Elmore, not Jake from State Farm, but Jake Elmore will be on. And on the replay, Jake Elmore is hitting .583 in 12 at bats. He's no homers, 3 runs driven in, but he's hitting .583. So you know why he's in there. So Jake Elmore, you could argue why he wasn't starting, but what are you going to do? Now, in the regular season, he only hit .206, but he's been red hot here in this replay. Granted, the sample size is very small. Now, if you're the Mets, do you turn to Familia for a 4-out save, or do you trust Robles to get Elmore out? That's the decision. That's why Terry Collins gets paid the big bucks. They have conversed on the mound, and they're going to leave Robles in there. So Robles is going to try to get it done. Sousa is a B stealer, so you can't ignore him. It would be a 1-10 if you wanted to try to steal. But do you really want to do that? I think you're going to let Elmore hit here. He will be held, though. Robles, 5-7, and he walks him. So now that puts 2 on, and that may be it for Robles at this point, because now you're looking at serious trouble. And Elmore is aboard on the pinch hit walk. And now coming up is Brandon Geyer, a tough righty, and that's going to be it for Robles. He is not able to get through the 8th inning. They will turn to Jared Familia to try to get a 4-out save. So Jared Familia, or Jeris Familia, I should say, is coming on. Jeris Familia. In a big spot here in the top of the 8th, 3-2 ball game with 2 outs and 2 on. Brandon Geyer, the batter. Not that it matters, but with that walk, Robles became fatigued, but he's coming out anyway. And they will go to Familia. Now, they're at the top of the order, so you don't have to worry about double switch or anything. They're just going to bring Familia straight in. And on the replay, Familia 2-0 with 6 saves, the ERA of 2.00. 9 innings pitched, 10 hits, no walks, and 13 strikeouts. So Familia is on to try to get through this, facing Brandon Geyer. 5-9, struck him out. So Familia comes through, and since he only had to face 1 batter here in the 8th, he should be okay for the 9th. But Familia gets it done. Sometimes the save is in the 8th inning, not the 9th. So he gets it done. Big, huge strikeout. And now let's look at the defense for the Rays. We have to bring in Jake Elmore to play second base as he pinch hit for the Nick Franklin. And now what do you do if you're the Rays? Do you have Gomes come back out? He went 1-2-3 in the 7th inning, so you may as well leave him in there. They do have activity. Jake McGee, a lefty, is loosely in the bullpen just in case, because we do have a couple of lefties coming up, Murphy and Kadire. So they do have Jake McGee in the bullpen just in case. But right now it's Brandon Gomes facing David Wright. 6-7, and that's a base hit. 1-6 is a double. 7-20 is a single. That's a double for David Wright. How about that? A leadoff double, and that's going to be it. That's going to do it for Gomes. He didn't make it past the one batter. He will leave, and with the lefty Murphy coming on, they're going to the left-hander out of the pen in Jake McGee. Jake McGee is in from the bullpen, the left-hander. He is going to be the new pitcher for the Rays. And he's got a bit of a doozy to worry about. Trying to keep the score 3-2. So let's get the numbers on McGee for the replay. McGee on the replay is 0-1 with a 2.70 ERA, 10 innings pitched, 8 hits, 2 walks, and 12 strikeouts. He is set to bat second in the 9th inning, but he's a short reliever, so no double switches required there. Wright at third base is a slow runner. He will not be held. But it'll be lefty on lefty matchup, Murphy against McGee. But you're not going to pinch hit for Murphy, obviously. 4-8, and it's a fly to center, one away. One down for Michael Kadire. Kadire, your batter. He's 0 for 2. And thinking ahead, they don't want to walk Kadire because they really don't want to face Wilmer Flores. He's the guy you're trying to avoid facing. So you got to face one of these righties, so they're going to face Kadire. Hope it works out. 3-5 against the left-hander. Struck him out, so that I'd say it did work out. He strikes out Kadire. And now that's going to bring up another lefty on lefty matchup with Lucas Duda. Wright still at second base, not being held. 3-10 and struck him out. So Jake McGee, boy, talk about getting it done. He did it. Comes in there with a runner at second and nobody out and cleans the slate. A fly to center and 2 strikeouts. And we go to the top of the 9th, last chance for the Rays. They'll have to do it against Familia. And it's Rivera, a pinch hitter. And then Dejesus. The question is, who do you... I mean, the bench for the Rays is just not good. I mean, you can look all day long at their bench and see who you want, but I think Desmond Jennings is a possibility. Let's check Joey Butler. Yeah, they're going to pinch hit. They're going to pinch hit with Desmond Jennings for the catcher Rivera, and then they're going to pinch hit Joey Butler for Odorizzi. So we're going to use Butler and Jennings, and the new catcher will be Casale if it goes extra innings. But right now it is Desmond Jennings to pinch hit here in the top of the 9th against Familia. Good old National League ball at its best. We have to use these pinch hitters to try to get things done. All right, Desmond Jennings to lead off the top of the 9th. 1-9, and look at that. Desmond Jennings, a 1-4 is a triple. 5-20 is a single. That's a single, leadoff single for Desmond Jennings. How about that, folks? Desmond Jennings greets Jeurys Familia with the leadoff single, and the Rays have something cooking. And now you have another pinch hitter coming up in Joey Butler. Butler's going to see if he can do it. He will pinch hit for McGee. So Butler coming on. Jennings, decent runner. He's going to have to be held. It's a B stealer. He's going to have to be held. Don't know if they want to try to steal. It would be a 1 to 10, 50-50 shot. But you could run yourself out of an inning as well. Boy, what do they want to do here? They're going to let Butler hit. Jennings is being held. Let Butler swing away. 2-6. That's a single, 2 stars. It paid off. Jennings will go to third. And Familia running into problems as looks like Kevin Cash is pushing the right buttons. I know this says Butter on here and not Butler, but it's a typo, but it is Butler. But runners are at the corners with nobody out here in the top of the 9th. And Familia in deep trouble. But he's the best you have if you're the Mets, so what are you going to do? Are you going to bring a lefty to face Dejesus and take Familia out? I don't think so. But you're going to have to play the infield in. You don't want to give up, even if you get a double play, you don't want to give up that tying run. So the infield is in. Butler at first base. C. Steeler, he's got to be held on. You can't just give him a free base, so you got to hold him on. And Dejesus is your batter. Infield in. 3-6. It's a pop out to second base. Infield fly rule. Huge out for Familia as he popped him up. Murphy grabs it, and now a double play can get you out of the inning and end the game. So you definitely maybe can think about doing that, because with the infield in, if you roll a 2-7, that plus is sitting right there staring you in the face. And he doesn't really have a whole lot of ground ball Bs on his card, so they're going to bring the infield in. They're going to play back for a double play, what I meant to say. They do have some Cs, and that could, tie the game, but you got to play the percentages here and figure that you don't want to give up a ball through the infield. So they're going to play back for the double play. A double play would end the ball game. 6-5, struck him out. Familia gets a strikeout. That's almost as good as a double play. He gets the big strikeout, but now you got the big confrontation with Longoria. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th of a 3-2 game. Familia against Longoria. Longoria homered in the 8th inning to cut the lead to 3-2. Familia's trying to nail it down. 5-8. Ground ball to second. It's an X chance for Murphy. That's not good. Murphy is a 4. 4 and a 10 is going to go to his error check. Murphy is an E15. He's already made 1 error in the game. He's an E15. E15 into 10 for a second baseman. E15 into 10 is a ground ball A. It will be good enough. They will end the ball game. He will flip to second to shortstop Flores for the fielder's choice. And your ball game is over on the 4-6 fielder's choice. And Jeurys Familia gets a very tough save. And a wild one here at Citi Field to start Series 8. It came down to the wire. Familia had to come out and get a grown man save, and he did it. 3-2 the final. Let's get the line score for the Mets. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. And for the Rays, 2 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. And we'll get the other peripherals here in a second as soon as I bring up the computer and go to the box score. But the Mets break their losing skid. They will now improve on the season replay to 13-9. Rays drop to 11-11. Left on base, the Rays left 10 on base. That was one of their big bugaboos. They left 10 on base. Mets only left 5. Winning pitcher was Matt Harvey. He is now 4-0. So he has been the unquestionable ace now that DeGrom has taken a loss. Odorizzi drops to 1-3, although he did not pitch that poorly. And Familia with the save, he earns his 7th save, which I believe now either puts him in the league lead or at least tied for the league lead with his 7th save. So a wild one here at Citi Field. Citi Field, the site. Opening series number 8. And it was a good one, no doubt. So the next, and this was, I'm recording this on Saturday morning, so it'll probably be uploaded either Monday or Tuesday, not sure which. Next video in the Demolition League will be Arizona at Cincinnati. 2 red hot teams. Cincinnati has really picked it up, and so has Arizona. So that should be an interesting matchup there. Arizona at Cincinnati in the next video. Other matchups in Series 8, Cleveland will be at Seattle, Boston will be in San Francisco, and Philadelphia will be in Houston. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of the Demolition League 2015 Strat-O-Matic style. Mets walk away with a 3-2 victory, hanging on in the 9th. Familia gets the tough save by getting Longoria to end the ball game. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you are having a great day wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. Hope you enjoy the hobby as much as I do. And as usual, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.